of minimum 3 points as we see Ekitau coming back into the heavy traffic here. And the head-high tackle from Geelonge.
I think that's only just a penalty. The Wallabies fans will be throwing their hands up saying another high tackle, but there's not much in that.
Yes, I think there's the question of whether Ekitau might have headbutted poor old Geelonge's forearm.
He's in the wall of Geelonge, isn't it?
Oh, Ekitau's got to go. More important than that, the way just...
Penalty again.
Well, Hoops at least can crack a joke. That's what you want from composure from your skipper. But what will be important for the Wallabies now, especially was highlighted in that attacking sequence, was that attacking breakdown. They need fast ball and clean ball. They need to bring the referee into the game if they can't do it themselves.
Nolasuyu, right in the middle of the park, looking to stay perfect from the tee. Does just that. Australia extend their lead.
There it is, 3 points. Again, thanks to a head-high tackle here from Anthony Geelonge. Not a lot of malice in it, but worth the 3.
Go Australia.
Astoy sends it down to Salakai Wata on the fade. Pulls in the restart. Lovely skill from Luka. Masarani wins on it this time.
Go use it! Bring it on!
Dermott squeezes it away. Chaminade up high. He's so good at the back. And now Australia look to hang on. Swaying strong in the middle. We're going to collapse the ball. Will it come back to France? Nope. Stuck in there, but off the kick. The ball can go down. It'll be a French feed, not Australian. Australia up by 4.
It starts with good conversation. Music, strictly the classics. Dress code, fabulous. Best enjoyed in peace and quiet. This is my maker's moment, and I make it remarkable.
So we'll have the French feed. After opening with a real bang, the French now find themselves trailing by 4. Despite Australia being reduced to 14 early in the contest with Rika Foyavete sent from the field for foul play.
Koyu just shooting a quick glance across the Teddy Tomar out there on his left wing. Reece Hodge is certainly no poor defender, but when you're a winger and you've got perhaps a utility back up against you, you certainly want a chance. But don't let's forget that on the other side, the Wallabies are short run back as well, so got a lot of ground to cover. Tomar's still out there on that sideline there. His teammates seem to be concocting something out in the open though.
Penalty Australia. And if anything, this red card that Australia cops seems to have steeled them, it seems to have raised them through this contest, Morgan Turinui.
Yeah, sometimes it's as basic as the fact you just get angry. You're just unhappy, you feel like it's owed to you, and you go out and you work harder and harder. It took about 90 seconds to calm down afterwards, and it cost them points to the Wallabies. They're happy every time there's a scrum called at the moment. Technically very happy. Front row and front row. That man, Marika Corambetti, is a player. Such a loss. Been such an influential player. Right throughout his stint in that gold jersey, but especially in this French Test series.
And there's no doubt that's the best method when you're down the back, is to cut off the supply line. I'm sure James Orwell will have appreciated that last scrum from the Wallabies.
Comes to the front swing, pulls it down. Walkie over the top with the extend his long arms through and unsettled, but Mangaramosa has it trapped well at the back and now edging forward here, Australia. Short of back, had to let the forward sort for the moment. McDermott comes away with Masami. He's really gone up a level. Mangaramosa coming around the corner towards the uprights. They fold again, this time it's Alatoa. Just shortening the point of attack. Masarani comes into the 135 kilo frame that is Tau Fifanua. Alatoa. 6 phases here for Australia. Switching the ball placement. Back for Hassami having to go over the top. He pulled the trigger. Just after the too much of Hodge out wide.
It seemed perhaps there wasn't a lot of communication. I don't think Reece Hodge was aware to that option. Could go forward before though, Hunter Paisami. I'd love to see the Wallabies forwards assume that he's going to go forward and hit that ball flat off McDermott because they were just a little deep. As we see that pass there are opportunities wide. It's going to have to be a bit more patient than that, the Wallabies.
The Wallabies put some pressure on here. Walkie at the front. Very nearly snap it away. Push back. And now cleared by Lebler. Up towards halfway and Paul just happy just to take the line out. To the back this time, Swain down for McDermott. Hassani, Nasrani takes that one late, gets them up over the advantage on McDermott. He's posing some questions in tight. Now dragged into the ruck. Squirts out the back and Ben O'Keefe has found a knock on. We'll have a scrum. It's France's ball. They are down by 4.
This is my maker's moment, and I make it remarkable.
Help relieve cough and cold symptoms with new Vicks Vapor Rub Easy Applicator from Chemist Warehouse. It helps provide relief from cough, nasal congestion, headaches and muscular aches. New Vicks Vapor Rub Easy Applicator is $8.39. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
We're enjoying our coverage from Suncorp Stadium where Australia found themselves down by 10 early on. They lost a man, now have put themselves in front. And don't forget, the British and Irish Lions up against the Springboks next week. They've got a taste of what that series is going to bring through the week with South Africa A getting past the British and Irish Lions. The only place and sport to catch that entire series. They've got MLW/sport to get your eyes on. Jaminet. Up towards Banks. Hodge. Wants that one to check. It does so. Just overchewed 3 or 4 centimetres and will come back for the French line out.
Yeah, nerves of steel from Antoine Astoy as the ball just wafted across the line out on the full. It's landed smack on the line, but upset is the French now. Good attacking line out opportunity.
Ballon. Under pressure. Kuyu. Vincent. Sends it out the back this time around. Asami can't get there. Chaminade chimes in. Chaminade in for Kuyu. Chasing his second. Chanonge. Look down right in front of the poles. Desperate Australian defence. Azugo. Friendly advantage here. Up the hoop was offside. Kuyu. Drumming in. Jammed by Nasserani. Still with a penalty advantage though, France. Walkie.
We've still got a penalty advantage.
What can they create with here? Lever, George. Swinny rushes up and drops in.
There's a penalty bit there for holding back. A new one for you here, no?
Cooney going quick. That one to check out.
Who's the mark, guys? Offside for 7.
Didn't have the mark, and
You pulled him back there and you're offside here.
Michael Cooper is the man who gets pinned.
Offside. I'm 7. There's the mark.
This will be an interesting decision from the French,
Time off.
but so much traction from increments of 3. The penalty.
Hello sa 1 milyon na nanonood.
And 4 points down. Will they back themselves to set the scrum and put 7 backs on 6?
Magandang gabi.
Take McDermott just going underneath his opposite Puyu to make what was almost certainly a try-saving tackle. Saw the back spread it wide, a couple of screen balls, and then just outside of Hunter Paisami, there was the hold back from Hooper. There's the tackle from Tate McDermott. And one little early tip on from Puyu to his captain, Jelonch, might have seen a try scored.
The French stand with penalty advantage. Whack away, but eventually they're coming back for an attack here in front of the posts. Real departure tactically for the French from what they've done previously.
There's a free 3 in front for the boot. They don't want it, they give it to their 3. Volunteer. Walkie at the back. Walkie over the top. Oh my! He's a giant and he puts his team back in front.
Cameron Walkie had an absolutely outstanding match on Tuesday night, and the athleticism, the physique of this man, and the speed with which he pounced on that opportunity. The flying wedge led by Falatea got close, and Walkie gets airborne. Over he goes, the acceleration and planting it down with those long arms.
He's looking for space, but he just goes over the top. There's no space there, but over the top he goes and reaches out, power through the legs and slams it down for his 2.
He's been impressive, he deserves that. Absolutely. Cameron Walkie, it's been a massive week for him.
Undoubtedly the man of the match. Earlier in the week,
night for sure.
it was huge.
Jamine puts the extra 2, and the French back up by 3 points. The decision to go for the try, vindicated. Here's the finish of it there. Bam, down it goes.
Sorry to come through that successful French under-20s outfit in 2018. Of course, they doubled up with another World Championship a year on, putting away Australia. So many of the players from both those sides doing their thing tonight at Suncook. France back in front by 3.
No.
It's the first half that has had everything, big-ends included. They're going to work over Geelong. Hodge this time. Koo. Can't figure it up. Led by Alatoa. Slow at the back, and now Alatoa goes in and helps lock it up for Koo. Asking for some coverage up front from Walkie. And he sends it just past the 22. Good field position here for Australia.
Another chance here for the Wallabies. Important time, 2 minutes before the half-time break, and they'll need that break. But here's a 2-minute opportunity to stay camped down this end of the field and strike something into the heart of the French defence.
Over the back, Swain, McDermott, Mullasu, Ikitau.
No.
Ray back against traffic. Good clean out there from Hooper and Alatoa. Nasserani. McDermott floats it wide, long for Banks. He gets set back. Sweeton. There's one bloke you want when he gets spicy in the middle of his head, like he's Swinton. Swain, offloads with contact. Inside to what's it called there? It's play on for Chaminade. Chaminade, brothers well. The chase is good for Toma. Toma as well. Fronts are in, but we'll need sign off from upstairs.
Whew, half time.
Detract from the exceptional pace. The exceptional pace from Teddy Taunton. They'll go back for the knock-on. On-field decision all the way down the other end.
Hello sa 2,000 nanonood. Ay, 2 milyon pala. 1 milyon na lang.
Quick Teddy Toma. Comes off Vincent here. Forward. And it does. And it does. It'll be a Wallabies scrum feed.
How many times could he have knocked it on?
Certainly no more than he did. There's a little bit of pinball going on there. Bouncing all over the show. It was a great spectacle seeing Teddy Tomas stretch those legs out. Ultimately, it's going to come back.
Shots.
It'll be a warning
What
to
is
the Wallabies to be doing.
There's 2 goals, the first one by France. So no try, gonna knock on, gonna go back for goal ball.
It'll be an Australian feed inside the French 22.
No.
This
Hello sa 3 milyong nanonood.
changes everything. The all-new Isuzu MUX. Coming soon. Search all-new MUX.
So just a minute 10 to play in this crazy first half from Suncorp. This is the series decider between the Wallabies and France. Wallabies down to 14 men from the 5th minute onwards. Rika Kurumbete sent off for foul play.
We must get the stability on the set right. Okay? Stability on the set. Stability on the set. You can pop. Wait. Stability. Okay. Guys, the weight behind. Hold, okay? Hold.
Where are you going here, Morgan Turunui? You let the forwards try and juice a penalty, or are you having a crack through the backs?
You get one straight crack as a Wallaby forward pack to get penalty advantage. It's such a great partner advantage to be able to attack with that safety for penalty advantage. Then it gets out back against the grain, nice and flat into the teeth of the 10 channel. It's a good play here for the Wallabies.
The men up front get a chance to do it first. No shifting, so McDermott sends it out for Hodge. At first receiver, in off his wing. There's a half-time siren. Salakai Lotto. Wasn't expecting the after receiving. Slipper. McDermott over for Alatoa. Just angles across the line there. They love some points here, Australia. They're down 10-0 early. Swain, he's been excellent. France commit no one to the breakdown. They just fan their defensive line. Now the green and gold find a way through. Naksurani. Defense on him from down low. He goes over. Zaglo. He can play scrum half for Swinton. Can't fit it all up top. Stops it. Hooper into second. One away. Coming advantage here too. Swinton at the line. Short. McDermott desperate for it. He was wide. Losu floats it over the top. That wasn't the ball. Hodge. And will come back to the penalty right in front.
Score na sana yun.
Yeah, numbers there 4-on-3 for the Wallabies backs, but with the French defence spread out, maybe punching into the holes was a better option. Easy in hindsight. There was a big hole Mary there on the seal, and she wasn't listening. Debate again in this position. Penalty right under the post. A great run from Michael Hooper. It almost 2 tries for the Hooper-McDermott combination.
There's one right here on the 5. There's also one on the 15.
Slide up long enough. One more face. Swinton
Oh my
also
God,
going agonisingly close. And then it came out 4 on 3, throwing those big balls, cutting out 2 players. Reasonably rarely come off unless the defence has committed fully from the outside, Morgan, as they've decided to go for 3.
Yeah, and it's also a different equation for the Wallabies being without one of their backs. So often, Noel Ollis there will see pictures he thinks will be numerical advantages, but they aren't there this evening.
Bonasera knocks them through. Can you believe it? After 200 minutes of the series, they still can't be split. It's 2020. Australia beat France at halftime.
2020 half time. Woo! Hello sa 3 milyon na nanonood.
Sorry, everyone. We're still alive on the quaddy.
Incredible.
It's arrived. Sportsbet's new Bet with Mates. Start your group, bet together, and share in the moment. Bet with Mates. New from Sportsbet.
With service so exceptional from Noogle Ook. One is always in good hands. Thank you, Bletchley. Anytime, sir. Well, of course, anytime, Bletchley. I implore you to be here at any time. Such Noogle Ook life insurance.
He knows this all the time. He just misses me. Doesn't matter. Do not put up with that. Okay?
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Maltesers Dark. They're very available now.
Made in Australia for over 100 years, Ducks hot water systems are built stronger to last longer. Ducks.com.au. Ducks.
No matter where it comes from, a lot of great food has one thing in common. Farmers Union Greek-style yogurt.
Make anything zing!
Tonight, I'll be eating 5 grilled lamb gyros and pita with taramasalata with all my friends.
Thank you.
Oh, that looks exciting.
You're in my chair.
Didn't you know, Brain Wiggle? Wiggle share everything. Oh, yummy in my tummy.
I'll have the calamari,
Oh,
please. What's the matter, Squid?
Medibank asks, what would you do to give your family a better future?
yeah, there's nothing you won't do for your kids.
So why do only 1 in 4 Australian adults say they have life insurance?
Enjoy your life. I think that should be your biggest priority.
Father and daughter. Next thing, we're in the water. Adrift.
I just hope Dad grabbed me.
Injured.
You must have been in a fair bit of pain.
Yeah.
Clinging to life. Her speech was starting to change, and I could see she was going downhill. On 60 Minutes, you won't believe
Yeah, I just think he was really brave.
how they survived.
the decider on 9 and stands for a drama charge first half at Suncorp Stadium. Incredible effort from the Wallabies to be in this game. They lost Anguna with a broken arm early. Rika Korobetti controversially red carded after 5 minutes. And of course, we will be hearing more about that. Tate McDermott, a try scorer in his first start for Australia. So much to get through in this half-time. We'll go to the analyzer with Alana and Drew, and Roz is going to take us to Brisbane with Tim Horan and also James Hall. Looking forward to that. And with me, we've got Justin Harrison. Welcome to you. And also Sonny Bill Williams. There are so many names. David Campese joining us for the first time. Really? I know who you are. I know who you are. Well, I've got you, Brad. Thanks very much. You didn't help me at all. Thank you. 20 all. The key half-time moment, Sonny, with thanks to Isuzu. You've been here before. You were red carded in 2017 against the British and Irish Lions. What did you make of this? Is it a red card?
To be fair, mine was probably just a tad bit worse than this. But for me, to be honest, very disappointing that a ref's decision can potentially determine the outcome of such a big game. I think for like I said earlier, we need to protect players' safety, but we need to protect the game too, you know. What I'd like to see is probably a common sense rule come into play, where Geelong, that's his name, excuse me, the captain, Geelong, excuse me, yes, exactly. The punter at home watching it, you know he's going to get up and be able to play the rest of the 80 minutes. Yeah. Why for a contact like that, when he can carry on playing the game, are we going to rule him out for the rest of it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, but what about the way the Wallabies need to manage this game now? And we saw them, for heaven's sake, it's 20 all at half time. Incredible. But how do they need to manage the second half?
I think what they've got to do is actually hold on to the ball. We did see in the first half when Banks came in and kicked the ball to 22. If you can control the ball more, the French have got to work harder and harder. As soon as you kick the ball, sometimes you take a bit of pressure off. And when the ball does go back, if they want to counter-attack, the person who's got the ball, the other players have got to start giving him options. They're all waiting for the ball carrier to make all the plays. They need players to start working off the ball a bit more. And I think with Hooper now, they're very smart. They're going for a few penalty goals, but also what they're going to try and do is keep the ball as long as possible and just get the penalties as well.
All right, let's get some more reaction on this one. We're going to take you to Brisbane. Thanks to Ross.
37,000 fans at Suncorp Stadium, Nick, and they went absolutely off over that red card. Let's head to Tim Horan and James Hall on the sideline. We saw what the fans thought, guys. What was your interpretation of that incident?
Yeah, it was interesting, Ross, wasn't it? I'm all for World Rugby too, for the welfare of players all around the world, but I think Ben O'Keefe, the referee, I thought he got sucked into it. I thought Geelong's, there was mitigating factor. I thought he lowered his body height, and Rika Korobetti hit him around the chest, and of course, your head's going to come forward with force, and I thought it was a great tackle, a great shot, and you know, the Wallabies are now going to have to try and play with 14 men and try and adapt.
Yeah, but I think I agree with Tim there. I think it's a very tough situation. Well done, he's put Ben O'Keefe in there, because any touch of contact with the head, they're saying is a red card, but there was mitigating factors. Both players were ducking, and I think for me, that's what they need to take some common sense approach and go, look, there was guys coming in at force, hitting, it was an accident, so look, we move on and don't hopefully don't ruin the game.
I think the easiest way for the Wallabies now, they can defend, much rather lose a player in the back line than in the forward pack, so looking forward to the second half.
You can see how fired up they are. Thank you very much, guys. Alana, there's going to be fireworks in the next 40.
There sure is. We're just going to have a look and analyse the first try by Tate McDermott, Roz. They did brilliantly, and they had players in motion. Kembo, you were talking about holding on to the footy, having players in motion, and really asking questions of that defence. They had 14 men on the field, Drew. Plenty of players in the right spot at the right time, and all just moving together to put this, to create this opportunity and put some points on.
Yeah, it's all players moving off the ball to create options for the ball players. And as we play on here, Tate McDermott at half, we play to Darcy Swain, and then Alana, you'll talk us through that first part.
It doesn't happen without brilliant execution from Tate McDermott to Darcy Swain, and then Noah Lolesio gets the footy in his hands. We'll play it through a little bit when the defence come up and start to react a little bit. But again, I'll pause it right here. They've got great attackers in here that really condense that defensive line. Noah Lolesio gets the footy, and he's able to sum up what those defenders are actually doing. He's got plenty of moving parts out here. Two attackers that are going to punch through the line. and then Paisami's going to come round the back. But his decision-making from here and execution of that pass is brilliant, Drew.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And what we're seeing is variation in their attack. First up, the forward pod, they played out the front, who then triggered out the back to Noel. And then in this next phase, we see Noel sum up what's going on. He's got Michael Hooper running a beautiful line on the outside, putting Vincent into two minds, as Paisami was coming out the back. Hooper with some great footwork and linking up with the ever-present Tat McDermott on the inside, like all good nines do.
Kept inside and down to absolute perfection, Nick.
Alana, Drew, terrific stuff. We are going to get to a break on 9 and Stan Sport. We really hope you are enjoying this decider in Brisbane. We are going to head into the Wallaby rooms for Stan Sport in just a moment. Get some reaction from their coach, Matt Taylor, their assistant coach. The second half of this decider is only minutes away.
People being infectious in the community keeps going up.
The latest information.
Expected to surpass 1,000 infections.
Suburbs at risk.
And confirm a cleaner here has tested positive.
Breaking news all day.
Now some breaking news out of the National Cabinet meeting.
And the full story at 6.
Tougher restrictions.
9 News.
I hope you come and surrender. We seek merely postpone. Ha! Your forces are weak, and you expect me to wait?
Fair point, mate. Just, we're still alive in our molting.
How many legs?
5.
Great. Get on board. Sportsbet's new Bet with Mates. Start your group, bet together, and share in the moment. Bet with Mates, new from Sportsbet.
Visit Appliances online right now for legendary buys. Just $389 for this Sato 6kg front load washer, or this Sato 7kg heat pump dryer, just $619. Visit Appliances online today.
You could be in the middle of something, but when that moment arrives, you just know. Discover your Mazda moment at the Mazda Moment mid-season event and get a great deal across the range. Search Mazda offers and visit your dealer today.
Fuji Xerox is now Fujifilm Business Innovation. Our multifunction printer is the gateway to success, enhancing your speed and accessibility. With Fujifilm's power and expertise that have overcome every challenge, we will strengthen our resilience and reliability and bring innovation into your business. Accelerate your business success. Fujifilm Business Innovation.
People of the world, every now and again greatness comes along. An innovation worth banging on about.
Introducing McCain Quick Cook Chips. Crunchy greatness in half the time. It's worth banging on about. McCain, you've done it again.
ING Mortgage Simplifier. A little less fuss, so you can do your thing.
To prove our AA battery is the world's longest lasting, we tested it against our competitor's best battery. And Energizer Ultimate Lithium wins again. Energizer, backed by science, matched by no one.
Unless you're in possession of a full suit of ancestral armor,
or comprehensive cover from Noble Oak Life Insurance.
we don't recommend you try this at home. Search Noble Oak Life Insurance.
The buzz, mind-blowing, life-changing, eye-popping makeover Sundays are here.
You look so sharp.
Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy. Reveals that will leave your jaw on the floor.
I'm on a date with you, sure.
And in the first elimination, which couple goes home? Beauty and the Geek Makeover Sundays, Sunday at 7 on 9.
Nine's
multi-layer 3-litre Isuzu D-Max. Born to play. And Maker's Mark. Mark your moment.
Yeah, crunch numbers at half-time, and still cannot believe that through 200 minutes of Australia v France, they still can't be split. It is 2020 at Suncorp Stadium. Great to have you with us on Channel 9 and Stan Sport as well, wherever you are dialed in around the world. It has been a crazy first 40 we've just put in the rearview mirror. There's your score. It's a series that has delivered excitement every step of the way. It will be a story to get us moving once more. The winner will lift the trophy there. Bisson Terre. Sean Loney, Andrew Mertens, Morgan Trunui in commentary. Morgs, I think we all needed a break through that opening half.
We certainly do. But I tell you what, your French has come on during this test series. That's one positive, Sean. 49 all, one test apiece, 20 all right now. Important who starts this second half well.
Barlow with a throw over the top to Walkins, met by Pangramosa, loose over the top. Showcasing his skills there, Walkin, and Kuyu gets eaten up by Naisarani. Challenge. Barlow, clever in tight, as he was last week as well. The French hooker is Azugor. He's with the phase as well here. Valatia. This is prop partner, Foletta. Maybe can't roll away there. Now Australia climb in onto Kalfitanua. Kuyu. Great defence from the green and gold. They shut it down there by Law. Once more, Hooper. No shifting the Australian captain. Kuyu looking for runners. Here's Yamane looking for the drop in. Has hit it decent, but it is away to the right. Tim Horan. Australia coming up big indeed there.
A good start from the Wallabies in this second half, but also from the French forward pack. They just roll on, don't they? Strong defence from the Wallabies. The Wallabies have to have the ability to identify where the space, and I think it's around Tate McDermott. He's got to start to run himself. There's not a lot of forward runners in that first half around the corner. That's the man that can break this game open.
Yeah, 20.
Shallow with a restart. Woods come up for Palatia. Asarani and his laces. Kuyu. He's run with every ball in this series as well. France going out the back and now straight into Germany.
What are you doing?
Forward, and that's exactly from the assistant ref. No change to a half-time score. Australia with a feet to the scrum.
This is my maker's moment, and I make it remarkable.
At Coles, you can lower the cost of your weekly shop with thousands of specials across the store this week, like 40% off dental care, including Colgate, Sensodyne, and Oral-B. Coles, value the Australian way.
So all the ball with France through the early part of the second term. Australia though with the feed to the scrum here. After that friendly pass from Astoy. McDermott. Jagged the first half try off Michael Hooper.
We're going to leave him bind. You're going to bind. Okay?
Seems like the mood, doesn't it? Morgan Trunui tense. It's been that way since that opening whistle.
We saw Dan McKellar there sitting next to Dave Reed. It's his birthday today. He's not enjoying it too much at the moment. He needs this Wallabies forward pack to be good at scrum thus far to continue their hard work in this second half. Fine!
Australia With some pressure on. Looking straight at the penalty, they won't get it. Shorter back, so he hammers it. Upfield to one of the French danger, then jumping out with a late switch for Thomas. That one juggled by Kuyu, still with France. Upstoy. Swinton, last check shot there. Hooper with the turnover.
On the ball. Massive play there from Michael Hooper. And the Wallabies at half-time have finally worked out 2.5 matches into this test series. But the referees are allowing the breakdown to be absolute chaos. They put numbers in their first few defensive sets. And then Michael Hooper, is he indirectly behind? Is he just into the side? It doesn't matter because that's the way that the breakdown is being refereed. Bodies in there will get results.
Former Wallaby captain on the sideline with me, James Hall. What do you do from this line out?
I think we'll look to drive it here. I think we've seen some nice options from the Wallabies playing with some pure plays around the back. I think we need to set them up first with the maul, so it'll be interesting to see what they go through here.
Great to have Wallabies legend, Big Kevy, James Hall, sideline with two-time World Cup winner Tim Horan. Upstairs, it's welcome to renewing All Blacks legend Andrew Mertens watching on. Bringing comments from some court where Naisarani pulls in. The throw's got a sinker back here for Hooper. Now Pedro Losa. Coming around the corner. Australia looking to straighten it at the front. Break forward now, splintered. Pedro Losa sends it back. Walkie's in there, he gets a hand on, and now France will win the penalty. After all that, it's a result for the French. No penalty, but it is a scrum.
Get the liquor free like a shit. See, hungry dog gotta eat. I get mine every day, every week. Chicken wings to the crib. I'm sitting in him. Eat, you. Somebody say, Bridgebox is here. What? Yes, more streaming TV. Sorry, that's British. Sorry. It's the ultimate collection of British TV. No contract, no ads, no bother. Start a free trial at bridgebox.com.
TV couple of changes for the Aussies.
Oh, the crowd's gone up. Channing on Tupou. There he is. He's just come onto the field. Also, Angus Bell as well. So 2 replacements in the front row. You see James Slipper leaving the field. Alan Alatara as well. They've done their job. There's the youngster, 20-year-old Angus Bell.
You have to say, probably not long before the French will follow suit. I wonder if they are now. But we saw the devastating effect of Dumba Bumba, who came on Tuesday night. That massive scrum from his tight hit side that he helped. It's a matchup we've been looking forward to all series long. Tupou v Bumba. Opposite side to the scrum, it's more the general play, the open field carrying. If those two men collide, will be seismic. Kuyu spins it short side, now there for Australia. Thomas looking for it to stay in the field of play. He gets the bounce and now clears it for Kuyu. Upstoy over the top. France looking to take it. 95 and they do. Oh, magnificent. Yes, an iconic and exhilarating French try. Taking advantage of the one-man overlap they have in the back line. They were clinical, they were precise, they were dynamic. Away goes Teddy Thomas. Beautiful chip and chase. The good bounce that he got, but quick hands that almost threatened to break down if there'd been a spot tackle, but crisp passing. And out goes the ball to Pierre-Louis Barsi. He hasn't seen many opportunities tonight, Morgan, but he'll be happy with that one. Roberts, it's another try from the end of the world from the French. Tactically so smart, the Wallabies have gambled by pulling Hodge all the way back because they're low on back three numbers with Corbett in the red card. And that's where the space was. And Teddy Thomas, we saw a hint of his pace in the first half, and that set that one up. The poor old Liam Hikitau had to make a lot of ground there. He was corner flagging to this near side, then he had to turn and corner flag to the other.
You know what happens when that man steps to the tee, the ball goes through the sticks, and France reclaim the lead.
What play though from the number 9 from France, Baptiste Coulou. He knew that the Wallabies were a shorter winger on that side. They weren't defending there. 2 touches to the scrum half, the number 9. That was an unbelievable play from France. One of the best tries you'll see this year.
Oh, fuck. 2027.
Let's do another half. First half.
We'll see. We plenty of hang time on
No,
that
the
one.
one is second half.
No, is it?
Down to Astoy, Gelange.
No, I don't think so. 80 minutes a game.
Takes it back into the 22. Here's Crew. They happen to have a run here. This one looking for Tomat, Nasrani in cover. Now put over the ball as well. They get the
Second half started.
Independent Australia. Not releasing the ball against France, and it's all thanks to Issy Nasrani.
Yeah, great play from Nasrani and the French. They've started every half in this series well.
Oh, he's there.
Accurate in the start
He's
of the
back.
second half, but it's been obvious that they're trying to capitalise on that extra man, and they've tried to move that wide. I think Geelong's tried to hold him in the 22 to allow a clearance straight into touch. The back line decided to play. There's the result. Fantastic. Nasrani tackled and up on his feet in a split second.
It's a great point you make, Mertz. The French, a hallmark of them this series has been how efficiently they've been able to exit their own 22.
See, looks like your labor.
They almost feel like blind, so maybe it's the cloud of French flair hanging over them. But they've had a crack at running out of their own zone against this ordering then Australian team. That's costing them a couple of times.
A lot of talk there from the youngster Darcy Swain, the 24-year-old. He played a handful of test matches. Big opportunity for him now.
The throw's good. And now they go short time. Paul Gramosa. Desperate from Tonga. He shot the Aussie hooker. Chupo rumbling over the line, but he can't get it to ground. Hooker at the back. Has Nasrani on his hammer. Hooper digging for Paul Gramosa. You can hear the call there. France was slowing it down. So penalty advantage here for the Aussies.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, 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 oi.
Parker over the top, looking for the steal. Parker also getting closer now. New advantage. Australia so close. There it is. Under the pile of bodies, San Carlotto. No one's short, so goes to Sweden, looks for two, but he's set back. Chupo in time. Has he got it down?
Yay!
And the kick was decisive and incisive from Taniela Tupou. The speed.
25, 27 in favor of France.
That quick frame. Here we saw the transfer belted well to get this back going forward. And here it comes there. There it is. You see him from above. Away he goes. Up against 3. The body's over. You know, Keith taking a little bit of time and finally can assure us that the ball was planted.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it
French
was
put 3 men into that tackle to Tana Tupou. Gentlemen, that's not enough. This man's fresh off the bench. He makes an immediate impact. The Wallabies back in this game.
See, he's back. Yeah.
Huge noise when he came on. Tim Horan must have been an even bigger roar there when local hero went over.
Oh, we
That
thought
was number 11.
Nice.
Not bad. He's off for the
See,
game.
looks like Lala.
So much
Your
more
labor.
of Australia to come in the
Same.
coming months on Stan Sport as well. Next up is just around the corner. Wallabies v the All Blacks beginning August 7th. Stan.com.au/sport is where you need to head to lock in extended coverage around what should be a massive series, just like this one. And again, these two sides are locked up. Tupou. Check your meters in place. 2020 at the break. Bamba in there, and now he forces the turnover for France. Not releasing the call against Australia.
Well, he's done his bit. Zamba Bamba, not quite a try, as his opposite has just scored, but equally important, perhaps, this year. 3-point invitation from Melvin Jamina again. The immovable object. He just got over there, picked his moment, all about timing, and of course, strength and resilience to hold out against the clean out that he knows coming, and he did on that occasion.
It's amazing the work that Sean Edwards has done, the defensive coach for the French team. For 10 years he was under Warren Gatton in Wales, and they're over the ball.
Levine, Jaminet. It's a different touch. 30 out. And it's a miss.
Missed it.
So way to the left, he was looking for the fade, it didn't come. And it stays 27-27.
Lockie Swinton struggling in back play for the Wallabies. Number 6 looks like he's going to come off the field now. Rob Bunty coming on for him in number 20. So that's the end of the night for Lockie Swinton, his second test match. The first test match here, we got red card. This one, huge effort.
A good channeled aggression tonight from Swinton, wasn't it? And he was in trouble right on the line just before.
Hooper goes through, looks down, Vincent, Ballon. Away for Coup. Still looking in behind, and that one trick with a touch.
Important here, the battle of both teams, how they manage where their team plays, which end of the field they are. That's the way they're just keeping threats up this end of the field, Wallabies under pressure.
McDermott inviting France to come up and have a crack at him. Maserati for the Hooper. Good angle here for Australia, well with the captain, clear Bamba. Up to Thunua. There's Bamba. McDermott sneaks it away. Soma. We had a huge hand in that try early for France. Great work from Hodge. Over the top he goes. McDermott looking to swing that turn of the ball in a points nice. He's Icky Town.
Yes!
Taking his opposite with him. McDermott, it's good and fast for Australia. Bell. Lolasu, Maserati. Around the corner comes Paisani, Banger and Lotta. Forwards playing his backs. They're missing the two starting wingers are the Wallabies. No Corin Betson. Now Goonan injured after 30 seconds. McDermott digging for it. Hodge. Dependable as ever towards the 22 he goes. McDermott now for Swain. Swain holds onto it. Met well by Barlock. Good clean out from Bell. Had to be made. Lolasu at the back for Paisani. Geelonge over the top and gets a good shape over it. But we've got a penalty here for Australia. Arsenal offside. Right middle of the park.
Listen, Australia in this position, thanks to the efforts of Reece Hodge. What a fantastic piece of play that was. The chase on the box kick. He waited till Tamar had hit the ground. The tackle, driving him back on his feet straight away. Claims the ball before the ruck had been formed. And Swain, he's carried well. A little more traction in that first half. He's been crumpled the last couple of times, but that's needed as much as anything else to bring in the defenders and set up that next phase of play.
What's been great to see, guys, is that the Wallabies have adapted in this third test match. The first two test matches, Wallabies played a lot of ball out the back, behind dummy runners, went out the back, The French love that. They snapped it up, moved up in defence tonight. Hardly a ball's gone out the back. It's just been first phase play. Players trying to get across the advantage line. Lay a platform.
Lolasu. Nixu has been supreme from the team these last 11 days. With Australia back in front. Tugs at it. That's a miss. Nerves hitting the super boots of Jaminet and Lolasu.
These both kickers, uncharacteristic misses, both to the left of the post. Australia still at the right end of the field. Still be encouraged by having got up there and having a crack at the three.
Taking the restart from Astoy. Hodge. Field position. Smart from Australia. Just short of 22. Good weight on it. But falls from Toma. Lucky to be behind the man, but now he's set towards touch. He's in a touch. Australia's hustle brings the strong feed.
We all want to eat the good stuff and do the good stuff, but we don't always have time. With new meal soups from Nutrish, who needs time? Packed with veggies, grains and pulses, it's simple to cook a delicious, nutritious soup from scratch in just 15 minutes. For busy days that take it out of you, Nutrish meal soups help you put some good stuff back in. Nutrish from Continental, make the good stuff taste great.
27-27 the score at Suncorp. They've got a quarter of the game to go. Some of the stats we've rolled out. Handling errors way down in the first two games. Showing the polish here in game 3, the decider. Australia playing with 14 men. They've done so since the 5th minute. Enrique Coimbete red carded. McDermott. Penalty advantage here from the scrum for Australia. Lolasu takes Kuyu with him. Nice Arani, he's been everywhere tonight. Not held, so up and goes again. Hooper has a look. Leaves it there. Lolasu. Inkitau. Hodge. Quick to Pongarosa. Settles just inside the 22. Hooper. Huge involvement again tonight from the captain. Lolasu flat for Valentini. Wonky looking to upset the flow. Lolasu up to big bodies and then pops beautifully to McDermott. Valentini coming around the short side. 135 kilo locked up. Tifferilla meets him, but we are coming back for the penalty to the home side.
Continual probing from McDermott and from Lolasu as well. Don't want to kick the ball away too often, Morgs, but there might be an opportunity for a little grubber kick out wide. That French backline defence is coming up very rapidly.
That's the catch-22, isn't it, Mertz? 14 minutes, some stage you start to run out of numbers at breakdown. Really hard to change direction in attack. Much better going the same way around the corner of the Wallabies and keeping pace on the ball. Everything is about pace on the ball and speed to breakdown and getting the ball out of there. And then being judicious with those small attacking kicks when there are point scoring opportunities most.
Good decision from Merchants. Just say good decision from Michael Hooper, the skipper. Would have been a long range, wide kick for Noel Lolasu. Today, Bruni, the coach, looks on with Dan McKellar, assistant forwards coach on his left, with Michael Hooper backs his players. The line out here, 7 metres out.
Starts with Brennan, Pongarosa. Let's put it out of his hands as well. Swain brings it down. France pull their knees there. With Geelonge. Bodies everywhere. Pongarosa, patient at the back. Now nice Arani and Salazar Lotto get in and rumble it on. There's a penalty advantage. France collapsing. Paisami looking for that
is on. It just couldn't read it through the line. Well, we've seen that delicate little left boot of Hunter Posami. He just didn't have enough time. But the fence was up very, very quickly, but we've seen it used to good effect throughout Super Rugby.
James Hall on the sideline with him. What did you see in that maul from the Wallabies?
Yeah, it was a great setup from the Wallabies. You can see there's a lot of French players past the ball. They had an opportunity to really accelerate their feet. They would have gone a bit further forward, but in the end, the French had to give away the penalty and get the turn. So interesting to see what they do. It looks like they're going for the scrum rather than the line-out.
A lot of chat from the youngsters. Tate McDermott, 22 years of age. Noel Lasue, 21. The 9-10 combination. Standing out in these big moments for the Wallabies.
Talk mostly about the Wallabies, of course, Tim, but a few debutants as well for the French team, and a couple more have come on. Beconnier has come back on permanently, and also Julien Erito from Toulon has taken his place on the left wing and replacing Teddy Thomas. So a big moment for these new French internationals as well. Sure, they've had a great tour. They may not have been able to get to iconic places like Bondi Beach on this tour, but probably puzzled over the local cuisine like French tourists before them. Things like Vegemite and the likes.
Australia looking forwards to it. Now it sends across the park. Clutches Nasrani wants in the back. France all over it. Another penalty for the home team.
Brendan Payne, he definitely wants another scrum. He's ready to go. He's waiting for it. He's remonstrating with the referee straight away, and he's back there at 5, pushing straight through and to the left. You need to break the Wallabies to be able to play off the back. His penalty advantage is important. Nice running. He's able to control the ball at the back as well. French have been brave this whole test series and need to continue to be.
They've had a good tour. They've performed well on the field. Just wonder if there's a little bit of doubt might creep in now. They might have expected at this stage not to have the Wallabies down a man still in the game, as they are, and certainly not 5 metres out from the goal line.
Sorry, I was just going to say, what's the work from Talina Tupou on this side of the scrum? Up against World Cup number 17. There's Talina Tupou. He's working him over.
You see Challenge, the captain, inviting Australia to come at them with this scrum. A little kiss over to Tupou and Valentini. Will they oblige? No, at that time, we're going to pack it again.
We cannot continue when the scrum goes straight up.
James Hall, who's got a sentence here right now at the scrum?
It seems like Taniela's really working over their hooker. He's attacking the inside line and isolating the loose end, so he can't. So it's basically 7 against 8. So what's happening there is Taniela and Brendan Payne and Mosa are attacking the hooker and trying to isolate him. We saw in the last run when they got the penalty, he popped up early. Echelard, so that's where you can see Taniela angling in there. He's just got to be careful. He doesn't
legend.
on a sharp angle and get pinned by the referee for boring in. So it's an interesting battle, but if you see the shot from the top, you'll see a nice angle targeting the hooker.
France go early. Masrani goes on. He goes away from the scrum.
Hello, Maxwood.
Posami taking 2 with him. Bill carrying nicely. The crowd moved to Australia here, McDermott. Go to Valentini. Valentini beats the first up tackle. Valentini enters away. Hooper looking to steal it. Punga and Malta at the back. No one.
He's playing Emosa against him.
Yes!
Set up by that man again, Michael Hooper. What a hand he played in this. Great work from Rob Valentini initially to get inches away from the line. Watch Hooper here. He was going to pick and go. Then he just took in 2 defenders, transferred the ball. He knew he had Brendan playing Armosa behind him. Selfless work, teamwork, and there's the result.
It's tunnel ball from Hooper. back to BPA. Now there's some interesting byplay off the back of this action. Billy Geelong went straight to the referee to claim a knock on. And Michael Hooper went to Noah Lolosio and made him.
Don't think, Phil. You're welcome.
Yeah, boys, the team over. They went to have a look at the knock on in the first or second phase, I think it was. So they want to go to the team over to have a look. Keith waiting.
We're trying to get the foot up there a bit.
Billy Keith heavily involved early on, sending Marika Corin-Bettit from the field with a red card for foul play. Now in the thick of it again. What are we looking here, Mert?
Are they looking at that transfer? What do you think from
No,
Nasrani?
they're looking for a knock on when Hunter Paisami took it forward just before he went to ground there. And that's what they're looking for. The French defensive players on the right-hand side, straight away, there was 3 or 4 of them calling. Vincent was one as well, just the ball carry for Hunter Paisami.
The decision here also is, yes, the ball comes out, but is it ripped out by the French? Is it ripped out by Baptiste Cressanti? And is there a knock-on from Hunter Paisami on the way down, or is this play on? Maybe it's clutching the biased Wallaby eyes.
12 has lost the ball, knocked it on.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call, unfortunately, for Australian fans. Paisami had all rights and all control of the ball. Yes, there was an arm that went and tried to rip it, but you can't say it was ripped out fully by that arm.
There's a good shot from Baptiste Cressanti.
The team always said that it was within 2 phases, and that is why we've just allowed the try.
Number 19 came in and put a really good shot on Hunter Paisami. This is the first carry from Izzy Naisarani. Watch the shot here, number 19 there, up and under, and that's what released the ball. Good call from Dino Keith.
Well, the question being asked from Michael Hooper there was, had there been more than 2 phases since the potential knock on? And he was told, no, there wasn't. Wasn't through an There's a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, there were more than 2 phases.
No try, it's 27-27.
To be fair, when the right decision was
No
made.
try, 27-27. He knocked it on. He dropped the ball.
Fuck!
If you like this, you're going to love the Springboks beat British and Irish Lions. That all kicks off next week, and the only place to see stat.com.au/sport. Get yourself teed up, and away you go for the next month. All international rugby.
Not only that, great backlog of former Lions tours, the video camera people that went on tour with the Lions. Various names, various puns over the years, some better than others around Lions and Big Cats.
It's not right.
Tupou putting some weight on here. Counted eventually. Kuyu had no one to pass to, and now he goes away. And it's near side to the touch. Australia will have the line out, will they? No, they say it's caught an Australian hand.
Can't buy a break at the moment. The Wallabies, yeah, almost certainly here. An Australian hand that knocked it. There it was there. Paisami in the tackle. Geez, had some bad luck in the last couple of minutes.
It certainly is part of everything. Sonny Bill Williams in the Stan Sport pre-show named him his Isuzu D-Max game changer, and he has been part of everything for the Wallabies. You think you get a win, it will come from Hunter Paisami.
Sent back by Bikonyi. That one touched, they went onside. Hodge loses his feet just as the ball is coming towards him. Geelong gets him, that bumper in there as well. McDermott just taking a beat to Lolasu. Just gives it a bounce and says, do your best, Tommy. In the end, it works out okay. Bikonyi in there trying to rip and tear. Bell secures. Australia will go field position. McDermott looking for the turf here. for Bouvier. He's a big kick up the park down towards Lawsu. It's an ugly bounce for Noah. Geez, that's hot hard left, and Australia will have the line out, but they will face some pressure here from the French.
Just the time about when to know when to kick, and not to kick, take McDermott. With 50 metres out, little kick over the top. Tuesday night, Jake Gordon did 2, turned the ball over.
Mangramosa. Salakai locked off, and McDermott scrappy. He dummies now. Cheeky, clever, and necessary from McDermott. Nice running next help now. Bell badly to clean out, but offside is recalled against France.
Yeah, these French forwards are getting through their work, aren't they? I think it was Azago. There he is there. Made a couple of tackles. That was a crucial one. One take McDermott. He popped up again to make that very next tackle. Nice urging, nice Irani. They really have worked hard, the French forwards. They've been good this tour. It's been a great exercise for them. Yes, they may have been without a couple of bigger names from the French final, but this strength and depth in the French rugby, in the French game, has been a couple of anxious moments there for Jake McDermott, but he's run it out really well.
It's been a huge shift from this French forward pack collectively right through the 3 Test series. We just got bundles of talent in the top 14 in France. They play this kind of rugby week in, week out, 40 games a year in European competition.
It's worth reminding viewers on Channel 9, in the first case of Test rugby, the first look at France, so we are looking at the equal favourites for the 2023 World Cup in France. Those men in blue. That's how highly they are rated. And they are all locked up for the moment. Valentini gets a chance to wind up. France just check him and then fan their defensive line. Fill it with a decent carry. McDermott, Bell. Tries to beat one. That's loose from Bell for Mangramosa. Tucks under a couple. France over the top. Penalised. And there's your call from Ben O'Keefe. So Ben O'Keefe wise to some of the tactics that France have been imparting in the first 2 tests.
Yeah, well, we saw the stat come up just then on possession, 62-38 in favour of the Wallabies. It's been like that the whole test series. What France have done well is they've known when to commit players to the breakdown. They got away in the first 2 tests with, on so many of the breakdowns, just putting one player in who made a real nuisance of himself. And the Wallabies, as a consequence, had to overcommit players. Therefore, they didn't have as many tackers as they were facing in the defensive line. And they've continued their work around the breakdown tonight. The French work has continued. Australia has been more efficient as Jake McDermott comes up. Congratulations to the local public. It's had a good game, a busy game.
Jake Gordon on for him. Started the first 2 Test matches for the Wallabies in the 9 jersey. A good ovation for Jake McDermott. Scored
Yes!
in the first half. What a moment here for Noah. I'll see you 42 metres out in front.
This is his last shot away to the left.
Yes.
His only blemish of the night.
Should get it.
No breeze to contend with for Lawsu. No. They're up by 3.
Yay!
7 to go.
One of the biggest roars of the night. 35,000 people plus here at
7 minutes to go.
What a
80
moment for the
minutes.
21-year-old. Still plenty of time left. 7 minutes left for the French to hit back.
7 minutes is a long time.
They get the restart right here, Australia. No one can get a hand on. It's Vincent. There's confusion between Hodge and Phillip.
Don't give them a chance!
Away from Swain. Gets him with a second go. Just as it happened last week, Australia are able to get it right. Oh, Valentini goes high. Hell advantage here now for France.
No!
Taken on by Bekwanye. Lost Mangramosa there. But you can almost bank it. It'll be 30-30 in in just a moment.
Yeah, sloppy from Rob Valentini. Ball carrier going to ground, but that's no excuse. Part of the thing in modern rugby, of course, is trying to prevent the offload. If you just get him around the legs, the danger's still there. If someone's half gone through the defensive line, for them to get that ball away, there's the end of it with playing Amosa, who was about to turn the ball over. The head-high tackle came one phase earlier. Valentini scrambling to get across, and it's a bit of a sloppy, loose swinging arm. You'll see it here. There it is.
That's Test rugby, isn't it, Merce? The Wallabies have been brave, they've been courageous just to hang in there, but they need to be precise now. Get your targeting right at tackle. You talk about having to lock the ball up. That's the danger with these high tackle laws, is the ball's up there, not far off the shoulder, high tackle laws. So precision around targeting at tackle time.
No.
Jaminet. Throw this over with his eyes closed. Let's square again.
Just shows you how important the restarts are in Test match rugby. Wallabies go up by 3. Noel Seal puts it through. And then Gakier, the coach of the French, but Wallabies couldn't take the restart. After Vincent was great, wasn't he, James Hall?
Yeah, an amazing take, and it's just so important, the restarts in the modern rugby. And we see here Australia been working the French over the kickoffs.
Lavassier. It's a tricky one for the job to pull in. He gets it, and he gets it away. Down. Field position late. Banks. Nice and deep. The chase is good as well from Lavassier. Gets it. France. Knocked on by France, and now they come through and kill it off. And we'll have an Australian scrum. It'll be 30 out, 15 in.
Good pressure here from Noel Lawson. He's the one who called the high ball from Tom Banks. All important where the last few minutes of this game is played. Good option from Tom Banks to go to the air. That's what pressure can do. Wallabies very happy to get a scrum feed. The man in your number 18, Wallaby jersey centre screen. So much of this scrum will be on him. Jordan Alessi, that hooker next to him, gets his first opportunity to hook, and that's a good scrum to finish the game.
There's Judy man there, Morgs. Is this his scrum? Is this his three-pointer? We know how destructive he can be with ball in hand, but also in this facet of the game, is this his moment to put Noah Lolosio back on the tee with a chance to win it?
Gordon with the feed, they leave it at the base there, go to the teeny patient. There it is, coming advantage for Australia. Playing with house money now. Paisami, away for Icky Town. Free swing time, feel it. Mastered by Cooney, right out the strength of the scrum up. Swain goes in. This is the clean out. Everyone settles it down, and we then over the turf. That the kicking team will be coming back out.
Well, wouldn't they have loved another couple of phases, the Wallabies? They were in midfield, they were going forward. There was every likelihood that France would commit another offence as they were backpedaling, which might have led to an easier kick for Lolosio. He has kicked well tonight, just the one miss. But you take whatever you can get. There's the scrum, and there was plenty of attention on. Taniela Tupou managed to hold strong, and the rest of his mates around him putting the pressure on.
How important is this kick for not just that man there, Dave Rennie, and his assistant coaches, but for rugby in Australia. Now Oluseyi, the 21-year-old, 3 minutes left in the match. Hunter Paisami gets a standing ovation as he leaves the field. Matt To'omua comes on for him.
What's going through your mind, Andrew Mertens, in a moment like this? You've done it for the All Blacks. How do you get through it and get it where you want it to go?
Well, at the end of the day, everything else is just noise. You're just there with the ball. And I guess confidence is a big part of it, just going through your process. not getting too eager, I think, is key, whether you're 7 years old or 25 years old, kicking in front of 35,000 people. Not looking up too early. Go through with your kick, follow through with it. Don't pull out too early.
Can he execute? Noah, Lolasu. This to reclaim the lead. To go up by 3 with 2. Noah!
Yay!
2 minutes. We're going to hold out. Less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, less than.
They might get a penalty, friends.
Huh?
If they get a penalty.
Here it is, Australia. The Bell. Bell now.
Woo!
Patience.
They nailed it to the fat lady things.
When they're set, the clock keeps rolling. A minute to go. Border told to find a man. Looking for Tupou. They bunch it up. It's a good carry as well from Tupou. France climbing with bodies of their own. Under 60 seconds now. Valentini. Left by George. Australia can't. They can't close it out. France with a chance.
No, France got a penalty.
If they wanted to look at the sticks.
They have to lose it. They have to miss it.
Bevo kick nails Australia again.
Might I get extra
Make
time?
its first choice.
No!
50 metre lines just behind, and that makes it about 55 or 56 on the angle. At least. Long way out.
I reckon they have to go for touch because they want to win the series. They can't draw the series with the Wallabies holding. So that's why they've gone for touch, and Cameron hasn't taken the long-range kick for goal. Fabien Gauthier, the coach of the French.
And Tim, they've always been good at a drop goal. A few phases into midfield. Any of them could probably have a go.
Etriard. Australia looking to get pressure on. Woki-Mate.
Go give them a chance! Go Australia, go!
Down to this now for Australia. Good shot from France. Looking for a fresh belly. Swain's in there. Darcy Swain. A hulking effort. It's shot down.
Penalty for Australia.
Aussie, Aussie, oi, 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 oi!
Michael Hooper asks Australia to believe before kickoff. Aussie fans, believe in the Wallabies.
Yay!
Very close.
Yeah. Yay!
They wanted just a little more than a brave, brilliant French team who's been so good over 11 days. Those many blue jerseys have been amazing ambassadors for French rugby.
Nice.
French rugby. But it's the Wallabies that wanted it just that little bit more. And they've won the Test series.
33-30, full time, and Australia win the series.
14 men. 14 men.
The 75 minutes.
They lost Dungunu in the same period.
Okay, let's try and capture some of the emotion. Darcy Swain, talk me through that last line out, buddy.
Hey mate, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How are you going?
It's just everyone doing their job, I think. I think everyone's, we talked about it all week. It's line-up pressure. We know that we can put genuine pressure on them. And everyone, 1 through to 8, 16 through to 20, bloody forwards game, and credit to the lads, credit to the boys, because they all stuck in, and the forwards really bloody brought it home.
What went through your head when you popped up from the bottom of that maul and saw Ben O'Keefe full time over?
Yeah, it's pretty bloody good feeling, yeah. Pretty bloody good feeling. Yeah, happy about that. Yeah.
Darcy, what went through your head going down to 14 men, did you think, how are we going to go about this? How did you re-centre and focus as a group to get to this point where you've won the series?
Like I said, I think it's just everyone doing their job. Mark was very unlucky there. You know, he's full of intent. Loves getting about the physical side of the game. But, you know, just came back to 1 to 23 doing their job. Finishers had a huge impact on that game. They come off the bench and really added to it. As you saw, stuck in there. And then when you got the cookies in the end, it was just bloody good.
Hey, Dars, I think you owe your old roommate. They'll all see you a couple of cold ones tonight. Enjoy them, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Darcy Swain, enormous at the end when it really counted. Oh, crazy stuff at Suncorp.
How good was that? Darcy Swain just made the crucial turnover in the middle of a scrum, a physical maul of 16 players. He won the series. We spoke to him 20 seconds later.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Now it's Michael Hooperson. He's with Michael Atkinson.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Hoops, you lose a guy to a red card 5 minutes in, and you come out in front in the 80th minute. How proud are you of your team?
So proud. And we love playing here, hey. The crowd got us home so much. We felt the energy from Suncorp, as we always do here. So thanks to everyone here in Queensland. You were awesome.
What about Noah Lolosio? 3 minutes left on the clock. He has a massive kick to win the game. 21, he steps up and he nails it.
Look, I'm not surprised. That guy's kicking rain, hail or shine long after everyone else is off the field. So, you know, he gets the rewards there today and does it for the team. It's huge.
Dave talks often about the finishers. Tonight, the front row reserves as well. They really got you home, didn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, 3 games in, you know, however many days, and they were so important there tonight. Look, it was a tough campaign, and we loved having the French out here. It made for a great series in the end. You know, each game down to the wire. So, you know, thanks to them for travelling around the world in this day and age. It made for a great competition.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Coming down us really quickly, Morgan through the Bledisloe, August 7. If that's the little entree fitting term for what's to come, it's going to be a hell of a 2021 season, that's for sure. Okay, let's get back down to the field.
An incredible series from your team. You've fallen just short. What's the overriding emotion after that performance?
On est très déçus ce soir, on a vu un gros match, mais faut féliciter ces Australiens qui ont joué à 14 pendant quasiment tout le match. Ils ont été très costauds devant, ils méritent leur victoire et franchement félicitations à eux pour leur tournée.
So we're disappointed, but we just really want to congratulate the Australian team who played full game throughout the and pretty much the entire match, and we just really want to congratulate them.
Anthony, thank you for coming out and entertaining us.
As we touched on in the call, Morgs, the bookies have France as equal favourites to get it done to raise the Will Ellis Cup in 2023, and that's what we've seen this series. No reason to think that they won't be in that final game.
Yeah, they're just tracking well. They'll learn so much from this trip. Their history isn't brilliant here. You don't win Test footy with 14 men if you're a Wallabies team. And Dave Rennie, the head coach, said he must be so proud of the work of his team.
Big day for Dave as well. Results and his coaching staff as well. Birthdays for a couple in the mix. Yeah, Keller.
Well, it's just such an emotional roller coaster. 11 days, 3 test matches. Wallabies had a solid 3-week prep in their base and sanctuary code. They had players isolating and quarantining, not with the group. All the challenges that sports teams are dealing with right throughout the world. Wallabies aren't immune to that. And to win a test series with all the peripheral things that have been happening, seeing young players come through, Lenny Cattell, getting the hug from the head coach, that's great feedback for him. He'll be a bit more relaxed. He's won a test match. How good.
Starting debut as well. He might be the luck charm for them. Salakai Lortor had some excellent involvements tonight. Darcy Swain, who we heard from right on full time, he just went to another level tonight. Something that we have wanted to see from him in the biggest arena. to take that Super Rugby form to the top level. He's done that tonight. Tate McDermott as well. That key try that brought Australia back into the contest earlier. They trailed by 10, but then Tate was on hand to finish off. Some great lead-up work from Hooper.
That's a huge moment because that's a period in the game where if the French could score, they could break the elastic and they kick away easily. And little moments like that the Wallabies won and kept them in the game meant that they could go into that arm wrestle right near the end and be the ones to hold up in a moment of the trophy their Bissonten out.
If you are running through your try scorers, McDermott, Lawsey and Tupu for Australia, and they will be the ones who will raise the trophy their Bissonten. Let's get down for the ceremony.
Centennials of Australia and the French Revolution. The Trophy de Bissontière is the prize at the end of every test series between the Wallabies and the Bleu. For tonight's victory, the Wallabies have retained tonight's the trophy after winning it at the Stade de France all the way back in 2016. I would now like to invite the captain, Michael Hooper, to say a few words and lift the Trophy de Bissontière.
I think I'm on. If I am, thanks to Suncorp and Queensland. Look, we make no secret about it. We love playing in front of everyone here tonight. We feel so well supported, so thank you very much. Secondly, to the French, thanks. They had a tough run there, with flying out a couple games in however many days, so thanks to them. Look, we believe in this team and we love having your support, so follow us throughout the year and we'll make you guys proud. Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
They deserve to celebrate. What a match. What a series. After 240 minutes of Test rugby in this series, only 3 points separated these two sides at the end. It was remarkable. 10-year-old Tupo coming off the bench. Lucan Salakai Lotto. He was immense tonight. We heard from Michael Hooper, and he continued to have one of the best series of his career after returning from Japan. Brandon Paenga-Amosa, he's going to enjoy this moment because he's heading off to France at the end of this season, so every moment in the Wallaby jersey counts for Brandon Paenga-Amosa. They will enjoy tonight. Justin Harrison, Alana Ferguson, and Drew Mitchell. Drew, I'll start with you. Quite remarkable in the end. So brave from the Wallabies.
Oh, what an effort. It's been spoken about so much through the coverage. To go a man down 5 minutes into this test match and against a really strong French outfit. These teams, nothing's really split them through the course of the series until right in the dying moments. Look, thank you for both teams really for giving us a fantastic series, but congratulations to those men in gold tonight for getting the chocolates.
Indeed. Let's talk to the man who engineered this series win. Dave Rennie, terrific to have your company on 9 and Stan Sport. Such a brave effort. We're going to start with the moment at the end. Darcy Swain, I think I asked you before the game how important this was for a young side. Did Darcy Swain come of age tonight as a Test rugby player?
Oh, he was massive, wasn't he? So, we're really proud of him. He had a big impact around our defensive line out and, brutal around the park. So, massive effort from the young fella.
Dave, what was the messaging before this test match? Geez, there was some difference at the breakdown tonight from that forward pack particularly.
Yeah, we're pretty disappointed, obviously. The first couple, we gave up a lot of soft possession and that affected our continuity and our ability to apply pressure. So, we couldn't do a lot of training, but it was certainly part of a mindset and great to see the boys deliver on it.
So what were your messages after Marika Korovetti got the red card early in the game? What did you send out to the team, and also what did you say at half-time to overcome that?
I think probably both times we talked a lot about character. It's an opportunity for us to stand up and, I guess, show the country how tight this group is, and they're prepared to work hard for each other, and we saw that in space tonight.
Dave, you mentioned before the game that you're really looking for your side to be physical and accurate. Did you get that from your team tonight?
Yeah, I thought we got better as the series went on. We were better in Melbourne, even though we finished second, and created a lot of opportunities. And it was tougher, obviously, with 14 from a strike point of view, but we still create opportunities. We played smart too. We kicked a lot better tonight. Applied pressure through that.
Dave, we've just been seeing pictures of that Marie Corabetti red card. Can I ask you what you thought of it? I mean, clearly you would have been pretty angry at the time to lose Marika so early in the game to a controversial decision. But as coach of Australia, what did you make of that refereeing decision?
Well, I mean, the angles we saw initially, we thought it was shoulder contact first. I guess they're going to make their call based on the images that they're seeing. Ben's an excellent referee. I think there was a couple of situations where our guys got clocked in the head, but they didn't stay down. They just get up and get on with it. So maybe that's the difference.
We've seen the development. I think we've seen the development of your side. I hope you would agree and give us your thoughts. But defensively, is that what you're most proud of tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a massive defensive effort, wasn't it? And, I guess we were put under pressure a couple of times from set piece when we were one short out wide. But, we showed a lot of steel tonight, really pleasing.
And what were the other things that you wanted to see tonight? Of course, there is so much, we look in from the outside all week. We guess at what goes on inside, the planning and the discussions that happen. And I guess in a game, do you kind of tick things off and you rate things even out of 10 or give them an A, B, C and D? I mean, how did you rate your team tonight?
We're going to have a bit of time to reflect, I guess, but incredibly proud of him. Amazing character, and it will really grow from this pretty special night.
Dave, we really appreciate it. It has been a remarkable night for you and your team and for Australian rugby and everybody watching around Australia and around the world. Congratulations on a series win against France.
Great, thanks, Nick. Cheers, then.
It is terrific to be able to catch up with that man, Dave Rennie, so soon after the game. And he doesn't give much away through his body language, through his facial expressions, but you can be sure that he is pleased with that victory. And a brave victory it was for the Wallabies over France in the third test of this three-match series. So much to talk about, so much to unpack. Sonny Williams and Andrew Mertens joining us shortly, and we will continue to break down what we just saw, all the drama, all the action from Suncorp Stadium. This is Test Rugby on your new home of international rugby, 9 and stands for.
If you missed the most heart-melting night of Beauty and the Geek yet,
You're such a gentleman.